Good morning, everybody. There we go. So today we're going back to my roots with Dark Souls 3, one of my easily in my top 5 games of all times. I've probably put in almost 1,000 hours and beat it a handful of times. Still trash at it, but we love it. And so we're gonna start off my YouTube channel with Dark Souls 3.
Yes, indeed. It is called Lothric, where the transitory lands of the Lords of Cinder converge. In venturing north, the pilgrims discover the truth of the old words. The fire fades, and the lords go without thrones. When the link of fire is threatened, the bell tolls, unearthing the old Lords of Cinder from their graves. Aldrich, Saint of the Deep. Farron's Undead Legion, the Abyss Watchers. And the reclusive lord of the profaned capital. Yhorm the Giant. Only in truth, the lords will abandon their thrones. And the unkindled will rise. Nameless, accursed undead, unfit even to be cinder. And so it is that ash seeketh embers.
Still one of my favorite cutscenes of all time. So we're gonna enter our name last. And also we are actually going to go with I think the Herald, because I've never actually used this spear as my main weapon throughout the run. Obviously not just this like beginner spear, but like yeah. So we're gonna start with the Herald because it starts with a spear, unless there's a weaker class that also starts with one. No, we're not using thrusting swords. Those are not fun for me. Ah, yes. Caveman. No, we will go Herald. Don't worry, I will not be abusing heavy armor, at least early on. Okay, now to create our monster. Let's see. I don't remember that one, but we do have Pickle Man. Oh yes, what a beautiful creation. I think we will go with him. Let's see, what will I name this perfect creature? I don't know. But what I do know is we definitely need more hair. Don't know why let's see. Ah, perfection. Perfect. A name. I don't know what I want to name him. Let's go with... Oh, that's perfect. Oh, perfect. Sir Squidnick, the Esquire. We'll call him Squiddy for short. Alright, let us begin our travels. Oh, and in case you wanted to know what easy mode looked like, this right here with Pyromancy, easily the pretty much easy mode, because Pyromancy early on is very, very good. Oh, he's alive! Ah, don't mind me, I just like sleeping outdoors in a coffin for a couple hundred years. Gonna be honest, I might be a vampire. Lovely. Okay. First things first, get rid of that. That is trash and you should never use it. Alright, so... see, how do I start to explain this? Okay, so there's a couple things I need to explain. In the upper right hand corner, you'll see something called equip load, and then under it, weight ratio. When the weight ratio gets to 70%, or maybe it's 75% or higher, you get what are called fat rolls. Currently I have medium rolls, which you either want those or what are called light rolls, which I think is underneath 30% weight ratio or equip load. So personally what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna beautiful. As you can see, I now roll nearly twice as far. And what that does is, it basically, so when you roll in Dark Souls, for a portion of the roll, I don't know the exact portion, it's a couple frames after the roll animation starts to a couple frames before it ends, at least with a light roll. You are invulnerable to damage. And it's not just single attack, it's until those iframes run out. With medium rolls you get less iframes, and then with fat rolls you get almost none, but you still have some. And so obviously when you have heavy armor and you want to use a shield, preferably one with, as you can see, high physical absorption and high stability. If you look under what is called guard absorption, down at the bottom it says stability. What stability is, when you have your shield up and say a sword hits it, it'll take stamina away instead of doing damage to you if you have 100% physical damage absorption. What a higher stability rating is, it means so say you have 50% and then you get a shield with 55% or 50 stability, and then you get a shield and your new shield is 55 stability. Yeah, I think I worded that right. The old one is 50, the new one is 55. Then your new one, since it has higher stability and you got hit with your shield up, it will take less stamina away with each hit. I probably explained that wrong. I'm not exactly the greatest with words. Ah, yes, the familiar slapping of feet. Okay, on to the controls. Oh, wait. Also, on the top left, you probably figured this out already, but the green bar is stamina, the red bar is health, and the blue bar is your FP. If you look, there we are. All the way on the right side of my screen it says player status. About 2/3 of the way down it says HP, FP, and stamina. FP is what you use for like spells and magic. Let's see, what does this do? Ah, shield splitter. That is very nice, actually. Dexterity. See. Each move has two different movesets. You have the two-handed and the one-handed. With spears, they are very similar most of the times. And then you also so light attacks are with on a PlayStation controller. It's R1, and you can press it multiple times. And then it usually alternates between two attacks. Very little variation with spears. And you also have a charge attack, which you can either just press, which is the R2, or you can hold it, which is again the R2, but this time you hold it down for more damage and sometimes a completely different animation. There's also roll attacks, which is you roll with the circle button and then you press R1 for a quick attack. And you get this one, you get a kind of a slap. If you do it with the charge attack, you just do a charge attack after you roll. There's also a running attack, which is you run by holding the circle button and then pressing R1. And to two-hand your weapon, you press the triangle button, and to two-hand your left-hand weapon, you hold the triangle weapon. And yes, you can totally attack with shields, and it is actually very viable. So as you can see, I also have two weapons in my left hand here, a kite shield, I guess technically that's a shield, not a weapon, and a talisman, which again, technically not a weapon. And to switch to my talisman, I press left on the directional pad, and it pulls it out. And you also can see I have a spell called Heal Aid. It is classified as a miracle, and I would use that, I believe, by pressing R1. I'm not going to try that now, because it's been a while and I'm very rusty, so I may actually need it. Never mind, I'm a god. So as you can see, if you get behind most enemies that are roughly your size, or usually twice your size or smaller, and you do a light attack, again, press R1, while standing still behind them, you will backstab them for honestly amazing damage. It is very worth it most of the time. Sometimes it is actually worth it just to spam away. Okay, now that I have them both, I can explain it. So, at the bottom left of my screen, there was what looks like a bottle of Sunny D orange juice. That is called your Estus Flask, and it refills your health. If we press down on the D-pad, the directional pad, we swap over to the Ashen Estus Flask, our bottle of Blue Raspberry Powerade, and it, like most Blue Raspberry Powerade, tends to refill your magic or your FP bar. I will be using magic very much in this run. Always fun to do. And yes, the ragdolls are weird and strange, and we love them. I forgot to explain the mighty kick. Okay, so let's go over here so he can't see us. Okay, so when you attack and push forward on the left stick at the same time, okay, let's actually do it right. You will kick, which does high stamina damage to anyone blocking, and when you basically overload their stamina, you open them up for a riposte, which is sort of like a critical attack from the front. It's very useful. I believe there's a dog over here. Nope, it's a man. Not much of a difference. As you can see, fully charging your heavy attack does much more than double damage. And it can be extremely worth it to actually fully charge it. Over there, you see there is a path over there. I will not be going over there yet. I will probably be going over there in the second or third episode of this Let's Play. There is a monster over there, which can be a very large amount of souls early on, which is what we use to level up. You can find the counter in the bottom right hand of your screen. Right now I have 152. I think he gives a little over 3,000. But the problem is, since I haven't played in a while, I can't guarantee I'll be able to keep those souls until I can level up. Once we get up here and I can show you what our save points, or checkpoints, are called. Here we are. This, as it says on the bottom, is a bonfire. And what you do is you go over here and rest. It'll refill your health and your mana, or your FP. And it, if you look, each weapon and item has a durability, usually situated right underneath the icon in the middle of the screen. The spear has 65. When you rest, it actually repairs all your weapons, However, and it also refills your Estus flask and your Ashen Estus flask. However, as you can see, it also respawns every what I'm gonna call normal enemy. There are exceptions to this rule, but we will not talk about them until it becomes prevalent or prevalent. I never know how to say that. What was I going to talk about? I don't remember. I'm sure I'll get around to it. What was I going to talk about? Leveling up? Dying. Right. So on the topic of dying, I hope to not show it off for a decent amount. But what we do is, so say I go up there to that enemy over there and I get ganked, or the guy comes from the right and he stabs me while I'm not looking. And I just die. So I would be sent back to this bonfire, since this was the last one I rested at. And then I would respawn, all the enemies would respawn, I would get all my stuff back, except for my souls, which would still be over there, right around the area where I died. So I could, or rather you would want to go back and pick them up right away, or as soon as possible. But the thing is, say you die on the way to those souls and you can't pick them up, that second time that you die, those souls disappear. They are lost to the void. They are gone. So do be careful of that. Very nice. Very nice indeed. As you can see, even a half-charged charge attack is next to nothing when compared to a fully charged charge attack. So I recommend you only use charge attacks when you know you can fully charge it. Otherwise, use either your roll attacks or your light attacks, or hell, even your sprinting attacks. They can be useful. A good thing to note about spears is that you can actually attack while, or with your, you can perform a light attack while your shield is up. You cannot perform a heavy attack while your shield is up. It will take down your shield and perform the heavy attack. To jump, you sprint, again, hold down the circle button, and then press the circle button. No, is that not how we do it? That's right, it changed in this game. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls 1 recently. Okay, so in previous games, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and I believe Bloodborne, you sprint by holding down circle, and then you jump by, while sprinting, pressing circle again. In this game, they changed it to you sprint, holding down circle, and then you press down on the left stick. And you jump. There is no dedicated jump button. That is the only way to jump. Also, you can do, I believe, a jumping attack. Yeah. So for the kick, you'd press forward on the left stick while doing a light attack to do a kick. For a jumping attack, you do almost the same thing, except you press forward on the left stick, and then at the same time, you press the R2 button, or whatever button you would use for the charge attack. That's not it. There we go. And you do a jumping attack. Oh, I made it. We're good. do a plunging attack, while falling, you press, I think, either R1 or R2. I'm gonna press R2 just to check. No, you can only do a plunging attack by pressing R1. That is good to know. So again, to reiterate, you roll by pressing circle, you sprint by holding circle, you jump by wall sprinting, pressing down on the left stick, or by pressing L3, and you plunge by wall falling, pressing R1, or whatever would be your quick attack button. I'm not taking any chances right now. Ooh, a quick note to talk about how to equip and unequip items on your hotbar, or your quick select bar. You pull up your menu, which on a PS4 is the little rectangle touchpad. You press down on the right side of it, or you press your options button, and then you press X on the equipment. You scroll down here, you press X, and then we can select the fire bombs. It'll show up, and then we press down on the D-pad, and then down on the D-pad again, and we're at the fire bombs. Now to use the fire bombs or anything else on the hotbar, you would press square. We're not going to do that. Also, you can quick swap to whatever is slotted as your first item on your quick select bar. I usually have the Estus flask. You might choose to have something else there. What you do to quickly swap to it is you hold down on the D-pad, or rather on the, you hold down on the down arrow on the D-pad. It's a lot of D's. And it, as you can see, swaps right to the Estus flask, which, as you can see, I have selected as on the number 1 slot on my quick select bar. And then you go over to here, and as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says square to remove, and it is gone. We still have it in our inventory, but it is not here. It is not taking up space on our hotbar. Alright, now that I have been hurt slightly, I will show off the healing. So, see, since the talisman is in our left hand slot, I will press L1. We will do a quick heal. And as you can see, it takes a large amount of stamina, a little bit of time, and a little bit of that blue bar, or FP, that will not come back naturally unless you either rest at a bonfire, or swap over to your Estus flask, press square, drink a bit of Kool-Aid, and it's back and you're ready for more action. Also, to use so it says spear, gives a bunch of stuff. It says spear, classified as a spear weapon, doing thrusting type damage, and then under that it says shield splitter. What that is it's you can think of it like a special attack, or in Art of War, I think is what it's called. And this one is called Shield Splitter. Take a large step forward and make a single focused thrust to puncture enemy shields and inflict, it says damage, but it's actually quite heavy damage. And also on our shield here we have parry. And so how to do either of those is you press down on the L2 button. Again, on a PlayStation controller. I don't know what it would be for on a on like an Xbox or something. And we do a parry. You can do the parry without using up any FP. Now for the spear, if we were to do it, that is what it is. And what that does is it actually does high amounts of stamina damage, specifically to enemies who are holding up their shield. And also, it does, again, high amounts of physical damage. And it also just ignores a large percentage of the shield. So say the shield has 100 physical damage absorption, which it does, it would ignore, like, I think it's 80% of that. And it would still do 80% of the damage it would have done if you weren't blocking. Alright, let's help out the old man. This here is one of my favorite characters. Right now, he is a decrepit, corrupted old man, as you can see. And we're gonna help him out. Just gotta take this out. It's a bit nasty. We're gonna have to call probably an ambulance for all these pokes we're gonna give him. So you're probably going to look at that and be like, oh, that doesn't seem too difficult. Why does everyone say this game is difficult? And I realize now I'm fully healed. The reason for that is because it's actually not difficult. See, what the problem everyone gives, at least the first time playing, they learn really quickly that the error of their ways. The problem I see everyone having is they're not giving Dark Souls and most From Software games, and really most Souls-like games you find on most game stores, is that you're not giving the game the respect it deserves. It is a game known and touted for how difficult it is. And so you really kind of have to just, you know, just kind of suck up your pride and actually put forth effort, you know. Alright, fine, I know everyone probably doesn't want to look at this beautiful creation I've made. Let's put on some armor. Also, you usually want to have at least something, even if it's something like these gloves that have very poor physical absorption. You want something, because say I take these gloves off, now instead of having a 0 here, it's actually like a negative 15. I think it's you get negative 15% damage absorption, so you basically take 15% more damage, or maybe 5%, I don't remember. For each slot of armor that has nothing equipped. So yeah, you can roll a lot quicker, but God, you can still see his wonderful moon. I lost my train of thought. Right, you can roll a lot farther and a lot faster with a lot more invincibility frames, but the trade-off is that, of course, you kind of have to dodge. Basically, if you don't dodge, or you dodge and you end up getting hit, you're gonna take such increased damage that you're probably going to die. A lot of mucus today. That's not very good. You'll notice there's an old man up there. We'll get to him later. I'm just doing a bit of house cleaning, I'm gonna call it. We're gonna go over here and put in Homeward Bones and Embers. So what Embers do is you can consume one, and as you can see on the top left part of my screen, that little square is lit up now, almost like it's an ember, or like it was once on fire, or is about to catch fire. And you will also notice that my health has greatly increased. That is because I am now embered. You also automatically become embered when you I'm kind of tired right now. You also can automatically become embered when you defeat a boss. Now, Homeward Bones, say I were to press square, it would take me back to the last bonfire I rested at, and heal me up, refill all my stuff. It'd be really nice. It's a very nice tool to have. I could have sworn I could drop down... Ah, it's over here. Well, I flew a lot farther than I thought I would. Bad dog. Bad dude. So I think we're going to end off this episode after we go over here and talk to all the people.
Welcome
Hello,
to the
lady.
bonfire, and I'm a firekeeper.
I accidentally skipped it.
I tend to the flame and tend to thee.
Lovely.
The lords have left their thrones and must be delivered to them. To this end, I am at thy side.
Oh, very nice.
Very well.
Let's level up.
Then touch the darkness within me.
Touch the darkness within
Take
me.
nourishment from these sovereignless souls.
I plan to. I forgot to grab
Farewell,
something.
Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
No, I didn't mean that. Don't worry, even if you kill her, she'll just respawn over in that corner. We're gonna go over here. Use a bunch of our stuff. As you can see, these items over here, they look like little dots and whatnot. These souls, when used, well, they give us a large amount of souls. And as you're about to see,
Ashen
we
printed
use
the not to
souls.
love.
I just skipped it again by accident. God dang it. This is why I need to play these games like for the first time while recording. basically what she says is, if you remember, we took out a sword out of Udex Gundyr, the boss that I just killed. She wants us to stick it in that bonfire and to go to a place called Lothric Castle. We can interact with the bonfire after it's lit, right there, and it'll teleport us to Lothric Castle.
Then touch Hagen.
We will do that in a minute. I don't know what I want to do. I think we'll get dexterity up. A little bit of health. Yeah, that'll do.
Farewell,
That'll do,
Ashen
pig.
One.
Well, that'll do.
May the flames guide thee.
Thank you, mistress. Thank you. Alright, this here is, don't mind the name. Her name is Granny. No matter what anyone else tells you, this character right here, her name is Granny. She's lovely. She gives us stuff.
Make thine acquaintance, Ashen One. I am but a humble handmaid of the shrine. Weapons, armor, trinkets, and spells.
She's a bit of a hoarder.
I've lots of little things to ease the burden of a weary traveler.
You see, she's like the
And yes,
end game of
I'm
a hoarder.
undead too, but not so charitable as to give my goods away.
She's someone who's hoarded her stuff
Ashen One,
forever
fetch souls and bring them to me.
and then sells
As is thy
them
wont?
to the protagonist.
No.
It's hilarious. And you can find these items later on. I believe you can find certain clumps of ash throughout the world. When you bring them over here, you can expand her inventory, actually. It's very nice. Do we have a better spear? Ooh, we could get a halberd. Does that count? I don't think that counts as a spear. Sad days. Oh, sorry, Granny.
Ashen One, be sure to bring more souls.
Alright, bye, Granny. Ah, yes, the returning character from Dark Souls 1. He's really going at that Baldur's Straight Sword, I believe that is. What's up, Andre?
Well, a newcomer, I see. I am Andre. I serve at this shrine as a humble smith, forging weapons. You're in search of the Lords of Sintu, I trust. A toilsome journey, I wager. You'll require good arms. Let me smith you weapons. I am a smith, such is my purpose.
You can reinforce your weapon with what is called Titanite shards. And I think they're called Titanite scales or something. I don't remember, to be honest. Therefore,
Be
basically
careful.
reinforcing
I don't
special
want to see
or
the
unique
work
weapons.
squandered.
Don't worry, Andre. I'll make sure your shit is maintained correctly. There's someone up there, but we don't need to worry about him for a while. There's also Mr. Party Pooper. This guy is just depressing to listen to, so we won't be listening to him for a bit until he can finally give us items and whatnot. Actually, let's go over here and sell what we can. I don't think we have all that much to sell yet. No, we don't. That kind of sucks.
Ashen One, be sure.
Yes, Granny, be quiet. Let's see, we need 1445, so if we get 200, that'll be fine.
How?
We can just buy these back later.
Ashen One,
Quiet down. Quiet down, Granny.
I should predict them to Loth.
Yes,
Very well.
yes,
Then touch taken now.
quiet down. More health, please. Because I'm going to do something stupid. Oh, wait, I should probably heal up first. Here we go. This would look a lot cooler if my nose and chin didn't make a crescent moon upon my face. But oh well, I'm here for the laughs and the funnies. Now we have a thing called travel. We're not going to do that yet. Instead, we are going to attempt to go and get a katana. I don't know how well this is going to go for us. I see it going not well, personally. But at the very least, he won't. I don't know. This could go pretty well. Come here, old man. I am a fool. Beat the game 7 times, still don't know trajectories. Come here, old man. Why did I block with the spear? That's not a very smart thing to do. Alright, we're not gonna win this round. Maybe, if I can get some heals off. Okay, never mind, we can continue. Yay, no, come back! Well, I guess now's a good time to explain it. So, say you kill an enemy like I just did, and you know he's gonna give a guaranteed drop, like say, a katana. Well, that weapon is not lost. All you've got to do is, after you have gained his souls, and therefore you have guaranteed his death, you quit out, like I just did, and then you go back into the game, and hopefully this works. I have no clue if this can fail. Yes, there we are. Since this is where he normally spawns, this is where the items are. I now have a katana that I'm not going to use right now. It's an extremely good weapon to use early on that I am just not going to use because I usually use the katana early on and I don't like doing the same thing over and over again.
Ashen one.
Here.
Predict them to love.
Yes,
Very
that is
well,
where I'm
then
going. Quiet down, lady. So we're going to be leveling Vigor, which is, as you can see, it's been increasing my health. Until Vigor is at probably about 20. And then we'll probably be going either... Let's see, we got 15 Dexterity. We'll probably get a couple things of Strength. Probably to get it up to 15, and then... I don't know, maybe Faith, so we can get more miracles? I don't know. Maybe some pyromancies later on? But that is gonna do it for this episode. I hope everyone has a good rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night.